Welcome to The Gorgeous Effect, the podcast that's about to rock your marketing world. I'm Julie Chanel, and with my co-founder, Cathy Olson, we're the masterminds behind Funnel Gorgeous and FG Funnels. We're about to drop some serious tea on how to create funnels that not only look amazing, but actually convert into customers. We'll chat mouth-watering offers, copy, design, and give you an inside look of some of our best and worst funnels. No smoke and mirrors, just real strategies that work from two ladies who have been around the funnel block. So grab your coffee or something stronger, we won't judge, and get ready to unleash the gorgeous effect on your business. It's time to show the world what you've got. Let's do this. Hey everyone, this is Julie and Cathy. Welcome back to another episode of The Gorgeous Effect. We have a listener request for today's episode. Cathy, do you want to kick us off?
Yes. So someone messaged me privately and they said they listen to your podcast, been enjoying them. I haven't been able to look through all of them, so I'm not sure if you've covered this already, but I want to know what it looks like when you work, like what a workday looks like for you. And it's interesting because I don't know if she meant me specifically or both of us, but I'm sure she meant both of us because we have different days. They're
We totally do. Yeah. I think it'll be
very
fun.
different.
Yeah, maybe we should go through a day and we should go back and forth because I start the day and you always end the day, and we'll just kind of go back and forth and just explain kind of how we work.
Yeah, but are your days mostly the same, or are they, you know what I'm saying? Like if we say like a typical day, because for me they're mostly the same, but it seems
Me
like
too.
for you have different. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then
mostly the
then
same.
I'm gonna learn something today. It seems like you do different things. I mean, it's like it depending on like the days that we have calls versus not. For me, but
Yeah,
you probably have calls every day, so it's like
I do.
different.
I
Yes.
do.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's partly because I have a big batch of private clients. But I would say
Right.
in general, my day starts anywhere between 5 and 6:30 in the morning is when I wake up. And I have my morning routine is pretty set. I like to read the Bible. I like to walk the dogs outside. I've got to get kids off to school. So I really don't sit down to do work until 7:30 or 8. And that's actually a significant change from the past when I used to get up super early and work in those hours. It's just not realistic. And then I usually start answering Voxers from my private clients around 8. I don't really start looking at the Funnel Gorgeous world until about 9 or 10. And that's usually when I'm starting to log into Slack and see if anyone's tagged me, logging into Basecamp, see what tasks are on hand. And the hours from 9 to 12 or so are usually focused on deep work. And that will mean, if I'm working on courses or working on my book or what have you. And then my whole afternoon is calls almost every single day.
Yeah, interesting. I'm sitting here thinking like when you're saying the times, because she's on Eastern and I'm on Pacific,
Pacific.
and so I'm like, okay, I'm definitely in the middle of the night sleeping at that point, like trying to figure that out. Yeah, so it's different for me. I want to say this though too. If you're comparing us to like someone who's just getting their business started, this is going to look completely different. Like if you compare, Cathy 2018 or 2008 or whatever, like that's going to be totally different, right? So we have these open spaces, I think, because of what we're doing in our business. So just like to kind of like preface this with like this is what it looks like to be kind of CEOs of a company, that you have employees underneath you that are doing a lot of the like
The
day
work.
to day, work. We have customer service, like so like Julie's like not in there doing customer service, right? Like not like normally unless something comes up and they need help or whatever, right? But so like we're thinking like big picture stuff. So I just want to like preface that if you're like, oh wow, that sounds like an amazing morning, then you'll want to set up a business like we do that
Yeah.
has people kind of under, not to grow before you're ready. I'm not saying you need to hire a bunch of people, but I will say the biggest change that I had in my schedule, like the most recent, I guess, not recent, but like the biggest shift is when I did get an executive assistant, because that she is, and it's interesting because both of our executive assistants do different things for us also. Like I think I didn't know what I needed her for until I kind of started getting in there, and our EAs work differently from each other. But I'll say that like I start my morning in mostly not, it's almost more reactive. So when I'm on Pacific time Every once when I'm on Eastern time, it's very similar to Julie, where I have a lot of open space in the morning, mental space and stuff like that. And I don't have kids to get ready and all that stuff because they're not in school when we're Florida. So those mornings are totally different, but those are kind of outliers. So for mine, it's I start immediately with kids getting ready for school, right? Like I don't get up early. I'm not an early
Yeah.
riser. So I get about 6:30, but I'm getting kids to school and ready like that and getting them off. And so thankfully Eric takes the kids to school when he's here. So as soon as he takes them to school, that's when like things start happening in Fun and Gorgeous World
Because at
already.
8 a.m. for you, it's 11 a.m. in New York.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So it's to me, I go school. And actually, to be fair, before I do school, I actually check. I'm pretty check. I check Voxer for my first thing. And that's okay for me. Like it's kind of there's no other way around it. It is nice when I'm in Florida and I get that like kind of brain space ahead of time, but it feels a little weird because I'm used to just immediately waking up and like what's happening? Like what's going on?
What did I miss?
So yeah, it doesn't happen every morning, but a lot of times I'll have Voxers in the morning waiting for me when I wake up. So I'll see that. And then anyway, so I'll see kind of if something's really hot, if I can answer it from my phone, I'll be answering kind of from my phone as I'm getting the kids ready and whatever. And then as soon as they're off to school, I sit down and I check my Slack. There's a message in there every single day from Trish that says your daily, and it has everything I'm supposed to get done that day. And it says any calls I have. It has links to the calls. It's freaking amazing, you guys. This is what
That's awesome.
highly because she's also like this is one of the biggest things that she does for me is hold my attention for me and like tell me what I'm supposed kind of like what is really needs to get done today, what's coming down the pike. Like this is she's an Enneagram 6, so she's like very much like my little personal Julie that's like telling me everything, all the details, everything's linked out. Like all the calls I had that day are linked. So I can like mentally prepare myself. Okay, I have a call at this time, I have a call at this time. Oh, I can chill out for a little bit. So I can kind of plan out my day that way. If you're a person that like calls kind of take some of your energy, I can plan out of like, okay, I'm going to get some space in the afternoon and I'm going to have some creative time. Or maybe I have an open morning and I don't have any calls. Then I can kind of have some creative space in the morning. And so those freaking dailies are so important for me. Like every morning I know what's happening. Especially if there's something that's like out of the ordinary. We need to record something early or whatever. I definitely want to know so I don't have like, I'm like sitting down ready. So this is, I have to fire off very quickly. So I love having that prep. But
Yeah.
yeah, I basically, go in between Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesday. Actually, no, I don't have calls on Wednesdays. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays are basically my call days or teaching days. Wednesdays are open in the morning and Fridays are always open because Julie's not working on those days. So like unless I have some other like meeting I have to do, but like those are the days that I know I'm going to have a lot of creative space. And so
Yeah.
I put creative things on those days. But yeah, I try to like get done with my workday around 3-ish if I possibly can. Other times it's just crazy and I have to do some stuff late. And I don't mind because my brain starts working again around like 4 or 5 or 6 sometimes. And so I'll just like sit with my laptop. Sometimes I like try to like co-work with Eric. So Eric will he loves reading the Bible and it's like he just like a whole thing. And so he gets all crazy with it. So like he works on the couch by reading the Bible, and then I'm on my laptop and we're listening to our little YouTube, like our like the ambience channels, and so we have a little vibe going sometimes. But yeah, that's basically my work day. Again, I try to like once the kids get off school, he goes and gets them. I try to slow down, but every once in a while, I get back on.
Yeah, I don't have the
Very different.
dailies quite like you do, although I totally see the value in that. I mean, you're a creative person, and so Trish is
Yeah.
very like tactical. For me, I live and die by my calendar. So Jess is my EA, and she manages my calendar and she manages my task board. And so when I open up my calendar, it's a similar feeling, right? Like, all my meetings and all my tasks and things like that are there, but Jess does a lot for me over on the digital insider side because I have the private client. So she's managing, customer service and invoices and stuff. So whereas Trish is a more classic EA, I would say, than Jess, who's kind of, just she's like managing all the fallout of what I can't keep up with, and
Yeah,
managing,
managing people totally different than managing projects.
yeah,
100%.
exactly.
Like at least like we kind of know what's happening, between Basecamp, Slack, and Voxer, like I know what's happening, but you do not. Like you get thrown curveballs all the time. So I can
All the
see
time.
why you need almost like a buffer for the
Yeah.
curveballs, right?
Yeah. And I do the same. I try to stop working at around 3, but of course, that's only 12 o'clock in California. So when you stop working at 3, it's more like 6 o'clock. The advantage of having East Coast, West Coast is that, when I'm really offline, Kathy and Trish and Cherie, there's several people that are in California. It's still their workday. So I know if I like message Trish at 7 p.m., like I know she's still working because it's 4.
Yeah.
It also means that, like Kathy said, because I'm up early and they're all sleeping, by the time they wake up, I've got lists of things or I'm like firing off messages. So sometimes it can feel like, okay, I'm starting my day at 100 miles an hour because I've been awake for 3, 4 hours, but
I do
it's a
think
good
it's
cadence.
helpful to stagger it because even conversely, like if we're working on something late, then you see it in the morning, and so then like you'll have some stuff
That's
like
true.
last. I were working on a project yesterday, and I finished it late, and I knew you'd see it first thing in the morning. So by the time I woke up, it was like already done. It was amazing. So like
Yeah.
it was kind of cool to stagger it in that way, even though we obviously have a lot of crossover in our hours
Yeah.
too.
I mean, there was a season where I would get up and the very first thing I would do would be my sacred time. Like the minute I got out of bed, I wouldn't do anything. And that worked really well for a season because it was like the only time of day where my brain really was not bothered by other things. And I always tell people that if I have meetings in the morning, I can't be creative after that. I mean, I can sometimes, but it's very hard to be creative. I don't know if it's because I'm an empath. I don't know if it's because I just am like too leaky in my energy, but like if I don't do the hard work in the early morning, then I just have to wait till the next day because I can't do it after meetings. Like I've been on the phone since 11 this morning. It's now, almost 2 o'clock. I'm going to be shot by the time I'm done with calls. I can't be
Yeah.
creative after that. So that's
That's
one
so
thing. I don't know
funny.
how you do that. I do
No,
not know how you do that.
I'm like the total opposite. Like I get in a meeting and it fires me up and I'm like, "Yeah, ideas, let's go." And then I like immediately shut it down and I start like it actually revs me up, which is perfect. I love
Oh,
that
funny.
this is our yin and yang. This is amazing. Because you have like all these, oh, we have to work on this, and then I meet sometimes I'll do it while I'm on a call. If we're like on a team meeting and there's a little change, I'm like, and then you guys start to shift, and I'll just like pull up my little side thing, and I'll just start working. Like I'm so ready to go that I don't even want to wait to get off said call. So like
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm glad it works out that way.
Yeah, I just have to wait till the next day. I'm like, well, I lost my creative juice for the morning. Let me do it. And so what happens to me is I feel a lot of scarcity around my mornings. It's like, well, what do I spend this precious? And that's where sacred
Yeah.
time came from. That's why I call it that because it felt so sacred. I only get this one spot a day and then it happens the next day. It's been a little stressful for me to figure out what to prioritize in the morning when I have a lot of competing priorities like dogs and the Bible and my kids and work and stuff. But I do the best I can, and I
Yeah.
try not to work at night, but that doesn't always work. Sometimes it's just easy to sit with your laptop on the couch while TV's going
Yeah.
and fire off some last minute things. But my work life balance is way better today than it's ever been, for sure.
I love that. Yeah, and I think if and for me, I'm not an early workout person, so if I am gonna like take a walk or something, I like doing it later after after
Yeah.
two. Like we're just like totally flip-flop like that. But it is interesting to, the laptop thing is a big deal because, and the reason I mentioned it because I didn't used to ever be able to work on my laptop because
Mm.
being a designer and
Designer.
creative, like I needed the biggest possible, and but I realized it didn't want to be chained to my desk all day, and so it was like a competing, like issue. And so I had to learn how to think with and work on a laptop, and I did it over time. I just got used to using the muscle of not using a mouse and using my finger instead. It took me a while, but I'm so
Mm.
glad that I built up that skill because it's really helpful when you need to get stuff done. If you're traveling,
Yeah.
if you're on an airplane, like whatever, like it actually took me a really long time. I'd say it took me a good like four to 6 months of like daily trying to use the laptop in order to get used to it. And I finally did because someone told me, they were like, oh, the designer just pulled up her laptop. And I was like, how did she do that? And she's like, I don't know what you mean. And I'm like, dude, it's so hard. And then, so anyways, I just wanted to say if anyone's out there and they're having trouble with that, that opens up like the chain. If you're feeling chained to your desk, try to learn how to think and use a laptop. And I know it sounds silly to someone that's probably just typing
But
all the
not
time.
if you're a designer.
Yeah, if you're doing anything like creative where you like need space, like you need to like put out and you don't can't work on a small screen, just do it. Just like teach yourself it
Yeah.
slowly and eventually you'll get there. So
Yeah.
just in case.
Well, anyway, I hope that was helpful. You pick up any little nuggets. I think there's going to be a bunch of people banging down Trisha's door about how she does the daily after that. That was a
Oh
great
my gosh,
video.
it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful site. Everything linked for the day. I just go back to it, every whatever.
So
Oh,
awesome.
it's amazing. Highly
Yeah.
recommend.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for the request. That was a fun little episode to see. And we're very lucky and blessed to have two co-CEOs. I mean, it's really nice to have a partner to do things with. And I know lots of people look at that and go, "Oh, I want a partner." And then I'm also like, "But just remember, 80% of partnerships fail, so be careful." But yeah, it works really well for us and for our company. So, all right. Until next time, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey, gorgeous. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. And if you're thinking, okay, but what now? We've got you. So just for listening today, we want to give you a gift. Head over to learngorgeous.com. We're going to grab some free resources, free trainings, this month's specials, and everything you need to keep going. Until next time, make it gorgeous.